Hello everyone, welcome back to Bootcamp Part 4. Part 4, we're already on Part 4 of our Bootcamp. I'm so excited to have you guys. If you missed last week, it is now gone. It's been archived inside the Bridal Business Academy, but you can go ahead and check out bridalbusinessacademy.net should you want to watch those replays. Now, today we're going to be talking all about how we can create content for social media, and I'm going to share with you probably a few insights into creating content that perhaps you haven't thought about before. That is probably going to sound a little bit overwhelming, but I want you to just hang with me, okay? But you know what? We haven't rolled the pre-roll this week, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll the pre-roll. We're back. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Social Media Bootcamp, brought to you by bridalbusinessacademy.net. Check out the academy. The doors are now open for a short period of time. And there's so much information there. We'll go into that in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Make sure that you come in, you say hi, and hit that share button for me, guys. Hit that share button and share this out into your social profile so that Facebook know that I have good content and it's worth listening to and worth promoting me. Thank you so much. Now, social media is, well, you know what? It kills us sometimes, right? We struggle a little bit with what we're doing on social. We struggle to create our content, and it can be the whole content creation thing is probably the one thing that really frustrates us. Does everyone agree with me there? Actually physically coming up with it, having the time to spend to create content. So I want to try and make things a little bit easier today. I'm just looking at the broadcast on my, I'm hoping that it's coming up on my page and that you guys can hear it. Can you just let me know in the comments, guys? Give me a thumbs up, give me some hearts that you can see me. Hey, Susan, good morning. Okay, so I have my first person saying hi to me this morning. Thank you so much for saying hello. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me okay. I'm just going to try and see if everything's coming up. Are we good, Susan? Can you hear me with no problem? Sound good? I mean, you know, obviously if you can't hear me, then you can't even hear me saying that, which is quite funny, really, if you think about it. It's a bit of a stupid thing to do and say, isn't it? Thanks, guys, for giving me those comments. I'm just going to share this into our the bridal stylist community worldwide. Let's get some more people watching our show. Start a watch party in the group. Bridal stylist community watch. Let's go for this. Awesome. Selena, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. Awesome. I'm going to just turn down my sound so I can't hear it. Let's see who we got. Who else have we got here? Tina. Hey, darling. How are you? How's New South Wales this morning? We have a dark and dreary day. We went literally from Monday it got to 37 degrees here, which for those of you who are in the States, it was over like 100. And then yesterday we went right down to like 14. It was ridiculous. Morning, Selena. Hey, darling, how are you? Thank you so much for coming back. It was insane. So we went from like, you guys have got the smoke. Yeah. Are you out of the area? Is it near you, Tina, the bushfires, or I hope that you're safe. I hope that your friends and family are safe too. My love goes out to those of you that are around the bushfires at the moment in New South Wales, and it's across the state. There's other places too. I think maybe into Queensland too. So 41 degrees yesterday. Yeah. So you got it. You copped it too. For those of you who are not, in Australia, one thing you probably don't perhaps know is that a lot of the times certainly where Tina and I live in Victoria and New South Wales, we don't just get heat, we get that extreme heat. So you're talking over 110 degrees or something crazy, but we get the wind, and that is the biggest issue when it comes to the fires and stuff. That's how they spread, because the wind picks up so badly, and it carries, so as soon as there is a fire, the risk is it's going to spread because of the high winds we have. So yeah, so my heart goes out to those of you. I hope that everyone is safe. All right, guys, let's get into bootcamp today. I'm really excited. So because we're going to be talking about creating content, actually physically coming up with content. And for some of you, I'm probably going to be a broken record because I talk about this all the time. Let's flick onto my screen. Because I talk about this all the time. I talk about how we create content, but I'm going to share with you my tools and that I use to create the content that I create, and how I kind of come up with my content on a monthly basis, and especially on Instagram, because Instagram is something that it's kind of my secondary platform, I would say. Facebook is where I go live. Facebook is where I share my screen. Facebook is where I, connect with a lot of you guys, but I do also try and use stories a lot more now, and I have been using, and I obviously post as well on Instagram, but Instagram, it's kind of, for me, because it's my secondary platform, I try and just do a post once a day. So Tina's saying she's had quite a few weddings last week that have been moved due to the fires. Yeah, oh dear, these poor brides as well, of course, yeah, a lot of it changing up there at the moment. Yeah, well, I hope you stay safe. Let's view my slide. Let's press play and let's get on with the content today. Okay, so welcome to bootcamp day 3. I hope you guys, day 4. What's wrong with me today? Day 4. Let's make sure I haven't got my wrong slides up now after all that. No, I'm good. Okay, so welcome to bootcamp day 4. That's where we are right now. We're on day 4. And coming up this week, we've already gone over the last three days of last week. We talked about how to speak the language of Facebook. We looked at private and public content and growing your platform. Day 2, which was on Thursday or Wednesday of last week, you would have seen I went over the Facebook 5. So there are 5 critical features to master on Facebook that turn your browsing bride into a booking bride. And I told you some of the places where you could really optimize your organic reach. And then day 3 of bootcamp, which was the end of last week, we looked at storyboard content, and I gave you a little trick as to how to come up with content and how to think about what brides want from you, what your clients want to know from you, and how to come up with that content. And today we're going to be going over some easy graphics and tools. I want to give you kind of the secret sauce to being everywhere without being pulled in so many directions. And I'm going to just show you some live graphic creations and things that I do inside of Canva in order to create my graphics and my images for social media. Just to give you guys some tips, it is all about giving you as much information as I can this week. Tomorrow we're going to look at how to launch our video. So I'm going to give you the simple script to follow. When you follow the Facebook rules, you get out there with reach, and how you can record videos even if you hate being in front of the camera. And then day 6 is the number 1 post. Can I walk you through a post that gets a lot of traction, particularly on Facebook, not so much on Instagram because of how their algorithms work on Instagram, but certainly on Facebook, it's one of the best ways to get traction onto your posts. And it's about, for those of you that do more than just weddings, this one is going to be for you. So if you do special occasion makeup and hair, if you do beauty, if you have hair clients, this post is going to be for you, because it's not really about attracting brides as such, but it is about getting people through the door and trying to connect with new clients. All right, and don't forget as well, I've given you a download. Your day 4 download would have been in your emails as well today. Now, the Academy is open, bridalbusinessacademy.net. There is lots of information inside of the Academy. Like I said, there's no selling on bootcamp. I'm not trying to do a big pitch. I'm not going to do a big webinar at the end and try and sell my program. If you guys want to check out the Academy, if you want to take social media further, if you want to understand more about how you market your business, including all of the information that we're talking about last week and this week, it's all uploaded into bridalbusinessacademy.net. Okay. So, if we get down to the most simple and easiest thing to do when it comes to creating social media content is you need to just start with one. And what I mean by there is that the secret sauce to being everywhere isn't creating like multiple pieces of content like trying to post something on Facebook, something on Instagram, write something on a blog, share something in a video. It's not about creating millions of pieces of content. It's about one solid piece of content that you share amongst the platforms in different ways. And this is the key you have to remember, is that people consume content in a different way on different platforms. So once you've chosen, we talked about how you need to choose just one platform that you feel like is going to be your dominant platform, where you're going to find your particular clients. If those are bridal clients, then I would personally suggest that it's Facebook that you're going to find them on, because of their age group and because of the demographics on Facebook being around that that late 20s plus really on Facebook, whereas Instagram has a lot younger demographic than that. However, you need to go where your clients are, and if that means that you feel like you get most of your traction from Instagram, then stick to Instagram. But the secret is that you need to create one piece of really good content on a consistent basis, and then you take extracts from that content and you share it amongst your platforms. So you share it in different ways, and that would be through snippets on video, through quote posts, through images. So you're going to be able to share it. So if you want to know how to increase your web traffic, if you want to know how to get more exposure on SEO, if you want to improve your logic, we talked about this on day one. If you want to create this awareness, make yourself credible, and then obviously increase your sales. I know this is going to do some funny things now, without being sleazy or pushy. And also you want to elevate your business status. That's another thing. We really want to set ourselves apart from everyone else. And we want to do that though without being sleazy, without being pushy, without being salesy. We don't want to be selling. Remember, we talked about how people love to buy, but they hate being sold to. So we want to make sure that our brides feel like the information that we're giving them is something that's the step that they want to take with us. So the key is that you create one piece of unique weekly or monthly core content to edutain your brides. Has anyone heard of that word, edutain? It's a cross between education and entertainment, right? And if you think about the things that we do on social media, there are things that we can do just to share information and knowledge, and there are other things that we can do just for fun, a little bit behind the scenes, maybe some odd funny wedding quotes, those kind of stuff. So we're going to be entertaining and educating our brides in how we are the authority on those weddings, and how we are just the best choice for them, because why would they go elsewhere? We're the ones with all the knowledge and the power, and we do the best hair and makeup. You combine that together into this massive amazing guest experience, and then they choose you. So this is kind of like what is the meat and potatoes of the content that you produce online. Every other snippet of content should stem from this one piece. So we create one piece of content, and I'll show you how. And I'm talking here, you can create it via video. So that's an audio or visual content. So it's quite informal, conversational style videos. You can create a podcast if you want, which is audio content in an informal or conversational style. Or you can create a blog, which is a written content in an informal or conversational style, right? So we're looking at visual, audio, and written. Now, you don't have to do all of these things. I'm not telling you that you need to be everywhere, but what I'm saying is that you choose a platform, and then you choose what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want to record, what it is you want to talk about, and you decide how you're going to deliver that information. So are you going to deliver it visually, over a podcast, or over a blog? Now, I know podcast is probably something different for you guys. It's something that perhaps you haven't even thought about, and maybe that's something that is that you feel like maybe is out of your reach at the moment. But let me tell you this, podcasts right now are, well, they're kind of half booming, but they're half new. And at the moment, the podcast world is still, we know YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, blogging. The markets there are great, and if you find your niche and you do it well, you can absolutely drive traffic to your social media, to your website, to your business. Okay, so we definitely know that can happen, but podcasting is something that some of you may want to think about when it comes to being that authority. And then you can share snippets from your podcast on your main social platform. So let's say you had a bridal show, and if you go onto the podcast app, your favorite podcast app, I go onto Apple iTunes, and there are a couple of people talking about weddings. There are a couple of people that talk about hair. There are a couple of people that talk about makeup, but believe me, it's not exactly a saturated market out there. And so to get your name out there in something like a podcast right now would be absolutely huge. So I definitely want to encourage you to have a think about that. But you can decide to do this in any way. And look, you still might want to share some videos, and you still might want to share something in written format. Maybe you want to describe something. And even though it's not a specific blog, you can use Facebook, for example, and you can create longer form posts. So any way that you're trying to get your information out, but you just need to be doing this consistent, right? People learn through and understand and connect through what they watch, listen to, or read. And they buy from businesses who they know, like, and trust. So if you're building a connection, you're helping them learn and understand through video or through a podcast or through a blog where they're really getting some fantastic information from you. You're sharing everything, just like I am right now. They buy from businesses who they know, like, and trust. In other words, they'll come to you because they realize that you are the authority, and that's the key. This is how you stand out in what is, particularly for us, a very crowded industry of hairstylists and makeup artists. So if you want to elevate your business and become a credible source, the key to that, again, is then increasing those sales. So elevate your business, become a credible source. The key is that it will increase your sales in the long run. Okay, so they need you. We've talked about this. Brides need what you've got. Again, it's just about the fact that they don't like being sold to. So let's have a look. I want to look at this before I move into some graphics. I just want to share with you a few things here. And I've put this inside of your booklets for today as well, your PDFs. So you need to think about where you're growing and where you are going to be using where you're going to be using your content. I've given you some ideas of, what you can use. Obviously, we know that I haven't put video there for YouTube, but you guys know you can go video and live stream there. And you can obviously live stream as well on Instagram. But these are kind of the predominant areas of using video, audio, and blogging to promote. Now, obviously, a lot of bloggers, they use Pinterest because they use images and links. That's a great thing. And if you guys haven't thought about using Pinterest for your business, I'm going to encourage you right now. If you're in the wedding industry and you're attracting brides, one thing I want you to remember is that a girl is pinning her wedding before she's even engaged. So if it's your pins that she's pinning, then who do you think she's going to come to when she's ready to make a booking, when she knows that you are a local business to her? She's going to be coming to you because she's pinning your pins. So just be aware of that. Pinterest is a powerful source. And inside of the Academy, I've just put a new program called Pin Boost Secrets. It's a program that I use to grow my Pinterest followers from like a few thousand active users to over 12,500. So it's an amazing tool, and I've actually been able to secure that to put inside of our paid community. All right, so before we go into homework, let's go and have a look inside of Canva, because Canva is probably my favorite tool for creating graphics. So I want to show you how I use Canva. Let me go over and find the Canva details, and you guys can have a look at how I create really super fast graphics. Another thing about Canva is that they have just released animated social media posts, which I think is brilliant. So I want to show you that as well. Oh, I've flicked over onto my face again. Here we go. All right, so this is inside of my Canva, and as you can see, I'm going to flick you through, like, hang on, let's go to my designs. I use Canva, guys, for everything. Yeah, absolutely everything. But one of the latest things that I just designed was an animated one. So you can see that this is just a template that I've used from Canva on their animator series. This is great for stories that you can create, and it animates it all for you. Now I know you can animate it inside of stories if you want to, but I really like this. Does anyone else use Canva? Let me know in the comments. Do you guys use Canva at all? Does anyone use it? Is this new to anyone? Has anyone tried to but couldn't, or anything like that? I have actually upgraded. It's about $12.99 a month, I think, US. I've upgraded to use the paid version because literally I'm on it every single day creating graphics, so it makes sense for me to do that. But anyone use? Yes. So hey Diane, thank you for joining. Oh, you didn't get it? Okay, no worries. And so Tina uses it about every single week. So Diane, just check. Everyone should have got their emails this morning. But if you didn't, let me know and I'll give you the link to the download. But the other thing about this one is let me just close up my comments for a sec. If you actually look at this, when you click to not download, if I click onto it, hang on a second. I want to be able to show more. Here we go, show more. And we go, where does it say animation? Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is a paid thing. So the making things animated. But you can see, okay, so did you guys see that on the screen, on the right of the screen there, look? So I could have it do that. You can have it pan out. So it all comes in from there. You can have it block. So it could come in bit by bit. So this is a new tool, which I love with Canva. So you can create some really fun graphics, and all you're doing literally is you're putting your own graphics and it does it for you. This is, as I said, this is part of the page. So that's really cool. I like that. And this is just the simple one, which is what you can see on screen. So that's one of the new features that have come up with Canva, which I absolutely love. But let me show you this. This is one of the things I do when I want to come up with a lot of content in one go. Here we go. Here it is. Let's go to my one. All right, this is an old one. Let's create this one. So what I do for example, for my Instagram, as you can see here, I basically create it in a grid. And inside of Bridal Business Academy, I've given you all the dimensions. I'm giving you absolutely everything you guys need to. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you. Oh, you love my tree. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's a cute little tree. So what I do inside of the Academy is I break it all down for you, give you all the dimensions and everything. But basically this is a grid, and I use the grid and I design about 30 posts. I leave a couple blank, and the reason why I leave a few blank is that sometimes I want to just, spare of the moment. It's just one of those things where I might want to do a quote, or I might want to say what I'm doing at the moment, or I might want to, if I'm running a promotion or I'm talking about something particular on Facebook, I might leave that into here. But basically I create my grid, and then let me just move this out the way. Let's make this a bit bigger so you guys can see it. Woo, okay, not that big, Dawn. Go back to 25. Okay, so this is what I do. I create my content, and I create like a month's worth of content. It takes me probably an hour or so on a Sunday afternoon. And I try and keep, if I can, I try and keep sort of 15 posts ahead. So when I get to like the 15th of the month and I know I'm about to go on to the second one, I then go back onto Canva on a Sunday and I just create my next lot of 30 posts if I can. I certainly haven't done it this for the month of December, but that's because I'm kind of doing a bit more sporadic things in December, and obviously we've had social media boot camp, and I've got my elves as well, and I wanted to just share a little bit more light-hearted stuff for it being Christmas time. But other than that, I'm quite scheduled when it comes to creating content for Instagram, just because, like I said, Instagram is more of my secondary platform, and so I like to just have a post that goes out once a day. And the times that I post on that, if you guys are interested in the times that I post on Instagram, I post according to my analytics. If you guys watched my video from earlier on in November, one of my tips was that you need to look at your analytics. People say, when's the best time to post? Well, I could tell you that it's 8 o'clock in the morning, but it's not. It's whenever your clients are online. So go ahead, look into your analytics. You have to look to see when are they online. If they're online between, noon and 3 p.m., well, obviously that's the best time for you to post, but you can only do that by looking in your analytics and knowing when that is. Now, one of the other things that I do as well when it comes to creating my social content, and this helps because I've got Canva's version, the paid version of Canva. When you've got the paid version of Canva, you can resize things. So let's just I want to take an image. I want to show you this. Now, I'm not promoting Canva to you. Like, I don't get paid to tell you about Canva. I just think it's a fantastic tool, especially for us in the visual, because we're doing visual stuff. Actually, if I go back, one of the other things that you guys can understand as well is that if you, again, another video I posted not long ago was about how your face and hair pics. Basically, if you're just showing a sea of faces and a sea of hair, again, you're just blending in, right, on social media. It's not doing you any favors. You really need to mix up your content from just being hair pictures, just being face pictures, right? So choose your client. Think about who your client is. Think about whether you are attracting natural brides or boho brides, or if you're attracting just a regular hair and makeup clients. But what is it you do? What's your specialism? If your specialism is brows and lashes and makeup, then that's what your account should be. It should be a mix between all of those things. And then what you probably want to talk about as well is a few videos that talk about how they can look after their brows, how they can look after their lashes, how they, get better growth, how they can shape them at home. So this is, just having pictures of people's brows, right? It's, unless it's going to be, unless you're actually kind of training them on how to do brows, which, most of you aren't, you're just sharing the results, right? The kind of the before and after things. Then it doesn't make sense to just have a sea of faces all the time. So if you're doing hair ups, if you're doing a lot of hair ups, and that's the things that you do, you love doing weddings and hair ups for debutantes and bridals, that's fantastic. Show your work, show your hairstyles, but in amongst that, maybe talk about accessories that they could have in their hair, talk about how they can condition their hair, use video, use your images, but not just one thing. So that's a great way of going back to how I can schedule my stuff that I do. Let me click over again. So when I do this, for example, the ones that I leave blank, if I want to, I can take that out and I can post an actual image there if I want to. That's why I leave a few blank as well, not just for quotes and stuff, but I might go, oh, that's a blank post there. Okay, it's reminding me that I wanted to share that picture of that bride I did the other day, or the picture of the makeup that I did the other day. So, I kind of mix up my content. So that's a great reason to schedule your content out over, create your content in a 15 or 30 day schedule, so that then you can mix up your content. It's not just you constantly going, oh, I'll just share this and I'll just share this, or I'll just share the back of this person's head. And that's all you're sharing all the time. All right, so I was going to say about, one of the best things about Canva. Yes, so best thing about Canva. So let's go, okay, so let's just take my social media bootcamp that we've been doing this week. And this is for 820 by 312. So that looks like it's a Facebook. This is a Facebook post. Actually, this is the Facebook header, I believe, for business pages. And, I created this, but if I wanted to, what I can do with the full version of Canva is I could resize my image, and I can click here and I can say to Canva, all right, I want to create an Instagram post out of this. And maybe I'd like to create, what else could we create? Let's say I wanted to create a story. So if I just type in story. So your story at 1080 by 1920, that's correct there. And let's say I also wanted to create a Facebook ad. Let's say I wanted to, Facebook ad. What I can do with this, and again, this is only if you've got the full version, which is $12.99 a month, but this makes my life so much easier. I can then say copy and resize, and it creates, continue, allow pop-ups from Canva. Oh, stupid thing. Always allow pop-ups from Canva. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Oh, no. Did it do it? No. Hold on. What did we say? We said an Instagram post. We said a story. Dang you, Mac. And we said a Facebook ad. This is a great thing about Canva. They're already pre-built into that. Okay, so copy and resize. Come on now. There we go. It's doing it for me now. So I've designed one thing, which is easy, right? So I've made my one thing. It's already, look, there you go. That's my, this will be my Facebook. So this is my Facebook post. Then if I go over to my Instagram post, I think that's my Facebook ad actually, that one. Go over to my Instagram. It's done this for me. All I need to do, a little bit of adjustment. Totally simple. Totally simple. So easy to do. Ooh, she says. And now I can make these things bigger if I want to. I might want to take that off because I want that. And I can change the sizing of that. But obviously I've got my other things here that I use. This is all my kind of headers and banners and stuff that I use. So I can just reschedule, I can just resize everything according to Instagram. And what was the other one that we did? I think we said, do we say stories? Did it do a stories for me as well? Maybe I didn't click it. No, I don't think I clicked it. That's okay. All right, so it created those things. So one of the things I love about Canva, this is another one here, so is that you can just create whatever it is that you want, and then using this, as I said, this is the paid version of Canva. It allows you to do that. Otherwise, you have to create it one by one. But when you're creating as much content as we need to be creating right now, it's definitely worth looking into purchasing Canva and actually using that for creating your digital content. Who's with me? I know some of you guys absolutely love Canva. Love it, use it for years. Susan saying, yeah, exactly. It's such a good tool. It's such a good tool. And also with the paid version as well, you get a few images that you get more images for free than what you do with the free version. So I definitely think it's worth investing, especially just to make our lives easier when it comes to creating content. Let me flick back over and give you the last part of bootcamp today. And hopefully you guys can go away and get this done. Okay, let's flick over onto my screen. Okay, all right, so we talked about storyboard content, okay? And from your storyboard content that we did on day 3, I want you to select 12 subjects that interest you and relate back to what you do. Now, remember who you're talking to. Remember the audience that you're talking to. So if you're talking to, glamour brides, then talk about, them standing out in the crowd and the glamour makeup and, glitz and I don't know, Tiffany's and bling, all that kind of stuff, right? And what you need to do then is you need to choose your platform, which you should have done by now, that where you're going to build your content, and you want to create at least 12 videos, 12 blog posts, or 12 podcast episodes. And then what you can do is that you can schedule them out to go out once a month, and then from each of those individual videos, blog posts, podcasts that you create, you then take snippets from those, and you take those snippets and then you create your posts, you create your images, you can share voice memos, you can share snippets on stories. You can create so much content from those 12 core pieces. I'm going to give you one more tip, okay? If you really know and understand your client really well, you know what it is that your clients are going to want to hear, you've thought about your storyboard content, but you're thinking to yourself, dang, Dawn, I don't have time to create 12 blog posts, and I just, I don't mind video, but I don't know that I can do 12 big videos, and the podcast thing is just not for me. I'm hearing you right now. I know this is what you're thinking. You're thinking, geez, Dawn, you've given us a lot there. But what I'm going to say is this. Start with a blog and maybe look at getting a ghost writer. Now, when I say a ghost writer, I mean somebody on Fiverr that perhaps knows the beauty industry and that can perhaps write the blog post for you. But I'm going to give you a kind of a disclaimer here, guys. It has to be in your voice and it has to be what you would talk about. So that's why I'm saying you need to know your client really well. I know Tina, for example, she has, most of her clients are the boho bride, but her brides like to wear makeup. So they've got that touch of, would you say glam, Tina, if you're still on? I think that she's got that kind of boho glamour to her. So she's mainly boho. She's got that style where she is in New South Wales. She attracts a lot of the boho type of brides. They've got tousled hair, beautiful. A lot of them wear the flower crowns. They're absolutely gorgeous, her brides, but they like to wear a bit of makeup. But if she was then to just get somebody to write her 12 blog posts on weddings, it's not going to do her any favor, right? It needs to be 12 blog posts on weddings talking about what the boho bride would want. What is the boho bride looking for? Yes, sort of a soft glam. That's right. Yeah. So they're not afraid though of makeup. Your boho. There's some boho brides that just like to be a little bit bronze and maybe a little bit more natural. There's a natural boho. I definitely attracted a natural bride with that touch of boho. But I know, for example, with Tina, so she's saying soft, like a soft glam. So they like to wear that little bit of makeup. They like to look like they're wearing a little bit of makeup with their look. And if she was to, like I said, if she was to talk about any bride, any wedding, every wedding, all types of weddings, it's not going to appeal to her particular clients. So remember who it is that you're talking to, remember who your clients are, remember who your guests are, and then if you're going to get somebody else to do this for you, I would outline it. I would give them the title. I would outline it. Again, inside of the Bridal Business Academy, I give you lots of resources for creating titles. I give you the layout of how you can create these blog posts that you can then give over to other people to actually write for you. Everything is inside of there. But I want you guys to have a really, really good think about this and look at creating content at least on a monthly basis. And if you batch your content, which is to create a chunk of them all at once, you're going to find it's so much easier to get things done, right? To be able to just schedule it out and not have to worry about it in the future. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments right now. Have I got you thinking? Are you worried? How's everyone feeling? Did I share enough with you guys today? Do you feel like you've got something from me? Let me know in the comments. We're very quiet this morning, I know, but that's okay. It's all good. I know I've got a few of you guys on as well on the watch party. So thank you so much for joining me on the watch party as well inside of our, inside of the bridal business, the bridal stylist community worldwide. Sounds great, Tina says. Awesome. Tina does a good job of things like this anyway. She's killing it out there. All right, guys, that's it. That's it for today. Tomorrow we are going to, what are we doing? What did I say we were doing tomorrow? Let me go back and let me just check. Tomorrow we're doing, okay, so tomorrow I'm going to give you a script. I'm going to give you a script for writing videos. So this is one of the things that's going to help you. Like I said, have a bit of a brainstorm today of maybe some 12 topics that you can talk about on social media, 12 topics that relate to your brides. But tomorrow I'm going to give you a simple script so that you can create videos, because video is the key. And if you think about it, one of the biggest things that we consume right now is video. Video consumption is huge. Facebook, if you look in your Facebook news feed and you scroll, you're probably going to see mainly video. So video is key, and I'm going to share with you some super awesome tools tomorrow. Now, inside of your downloads today as well, I put lots of different apps that I use to create my content. Things like InShot. InShot is a app for video. I use that a lot of times to put like words on my screen. I use tools like WordSwag to create. You're welcome, Susan. Thank you. You're welcome, Diane. I use WordSwag to create a lot of my quote posts. They're always a bit of fun. So, there's a whole heap of tools inside of your booklets for today as well. Other little snippets that I use for creating my content on social media. So I hope that's helpful as well. Thank you so much for joining me again this week. I'm so excited. Don't forget to come back again this time tomorrow. Now, just quickly, guys, Friday's session is going to be delayed. It's going to be a slight bit later than it was scheduled to be. I was hoping to come on at 9, but I might have to come on at about 11 or 12, which I know for those of you in the UK, you'll miss that. But because of that, I'm going to keep these videos up until Sunday. So all videos from this week of bootcamp will be up for the replay until Sunday. So if you want to go back, take screenshots, anything like that, you've got until Sunday to do that. But Fridays, tomorrow will be scheduled and already inside of on the Facebook page. It's already scheduled for 9 a.m. Fridays is going to be a couple of hours later. because we have a little emergency dentist appointment because my daughter's just cracked a tooth, a little baby tooth, so we've got to get it out because she's got another tooth growing underneath. So it's a bit of an emergency, so I've had to book her in for Friday. All right, guys. Check out the bridalbusinessacademy.net, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.